If you want to start writing your own music, the best place to do it is in a recording environment inside of a multi-track recorder so that you can hear your different ideas together instead of just one guitar by itself in a room. That's part of being a musician. It's more than just playing an instrument. It's making music. So the first step in doing that, in order to be able to record yourself, is to get a recording interface. A lot of them connect by USB, and I would recommend that you go with a USB one, but there are also some that connect to your computer via FireWire. If you don't know what FireWire is, then just go with USB because it's more trouble than it's worth from my personal experience. I've had a couple of FireWire interfaces, and you have to get a special card if your computer doesn't already have a FireWire port because they don't all come standard that way. I'm not saying FireWire is bad, I'm just saying if you don't know what it is, just go with USB because I can guarantee you that your computer does have a USB port on it. And it's just as good at this point. The old USB 1 format was not quite up to par. Ever since USB 2 and USB 3 have come out, it's at least as good. So there's no point in going through the extra trouble because then you'd have to get the right kind of FireWire card with the Texas Instruments chip on it and all that stuff. And it's just, like I said, more trouble than it's worth. So what I've got up on the screen right now is sweetwater.com, and I actually just looked up the USB audio interfaces section just by actually looking up a specific interface and then clicking on the links. But I looked up the Steinberg UR22 interface, which I did that because it actually comes with Cubase, which is a software that I highly recommend if you're going to be writing music on your own at home, because it's excellent for sequencing with MIDI. But you can see there's a wide range of prices to fit any budget, and as you look at the actual features, there are multiple inputs on the front of a lot of them. You'll see a lot of them that have 2 inputs, which is a pretty popular thing, especially because it allows you to not only record more than one person at a time, but it also allows you to record yourself with kind of a scratch track kind of guitar tone. The thing is, when you start to record, don't expect your guitar tone that you like so much when you practice by yourself in a room to actually work in a mix. So it allows you to record yourself through like a direct box and split your signal so that you're recording your actual original performance and don't have to keep replaying it every single time to get the right guitar tone. But you can also actually have like a mic on your cabinet or whatever on the speaker of your amp that's capturing the sound that you remember playing through. So you can kind of split it, or you can even add other amp modelers on top of it and enhance that sound as well. All right, so as you see, there's quite a wide price range. $150 for that one. This one's $700. Now, of course, that's the 11 rack, and it comes with Pro Tools. So you're spending $700, but you're getting a 2-space rack unit that is a guitar modeler as well. So you could actually take that out on stage as well. So you're not just buying an interface with some of these items, but they all do fall into the USB recording interface category. Which there's the Line 6 has their Pod floorboard series, the Pod HD, I think 500, is also a recording interface, although it's generally marketed as an amp modeler first. If it has a USB out, it is meant to connect to your computer, and if it's like a floorboard amp modeler, then clearly it's designed to receive signals of the signal level that your guitar is sending out through an instrument cable. All right, so that's very important that you don't just try to use a guitar cable into a little adapter and try to record into your motherboard's microphone in. It will technically work, but it's going to sound horrible, and it will have no potential for ever sounding good. And although I am saying this is a good way to jot your ideas down, you do want to hear them actually sound good, don't you? Of course you do. So let's look through some of these other options. All right, $700 for that one. Here's another one. PreSonus is a really good one. I hear a lot of good reviews about. Haven't used it personally, but a few friends of mine have, and it's only $120 for that one. You'll find almost every one of them comes with some kind of software. You see this one here is Studio One Artist software. So it's good to kind of look and see how many tracks you get with that, how many MIDI tracks you get with it. Because usually it is a limited version of the software, but in recent years I've found that even the limited versions of software by far exceed the number of tracks you should actually need for just about anything. I know that, again, I mentioned the UR22 by Steinberg. I'm sure that's in this list somewhere. But it basically, it comes with Cubase, which Cubase AI 6 as of the time of this recording. and that's got like 32 audio tracks and 48 MIDI tracks. That's where it cuts you off. I've never needed that many ever in a full recording session. So the limited version of the software is pretty awesome. So, as we go through these here, you'll see some other things too. A lot of them show the software right along with it. In this case, we're looking at the Mackie Pro FX12. That one is a control surface. If you ever look at, if you see like a mixing board among your USB audio interfaces, that basically just means that you can actually do some mixing with it too. This will actually interface with your software and even automate the controls in a lot of cases too. So that means that's where you see, the fader itself actually moving by itself. It's programmed from the actual software. That's what one of these things would do. All right, so as you go down, there's a whole bunch of these things. I mean, this one here, I haven't heard anything about this one, but that's incredibly inexpensive. Don't know what it comes with. Oh, yeah, it comes with Steinberg Cubase LE. That's pretty much the same thing as what I was talking about with the other one. So that's an amazing offer. Again, I don't know how limited the LE is. As far as I know, it's the same thing as the Cubase AI. They're roughly about the same software. And then you can go all the way up to $1,000. Now here's the thing, get something that works. Look at the reviews. You do have to do some of your own shopping, but I wanted to kind of give you this video as sort of a guide as to what to be looking for. You'll see some other smaller types of control surfaces, but there's a wide array of different options. So honestly, as you're getting started, especially if this feels like you're already not really up to making a lot of big purchases right now, go on the more inexpensive side. Spend about $100 to $150 because it's going to be worth it. I mean, just like everything in the music industry, when you buy something, buy cheap, buy twice, unfortunately. So don't get total crap. But the nice thing about having your computer as the basis for your recording is that you can just swap it out and get a better one. You can upgrade later. As long as it does the job somewhat now, you can get rid of it. In fact, a lot of just standalone recording devices nowadays, like multi-track recorders that you can take with you on the go, also can work as recording interfaces as well. So, it's wide open, but the most important thing is get one, because this is how you record. It all starts here. Before you get anything else, you don't need digital to audio converters or anything before you get this. This is the absolute first thing you really need in order to get started. And considering that so many of them come with fully functioning software or even limited versions of, fully functioning limited versions of the software, you can get up and running right now if you just get that interface. So go ahead and do that, and in the next video we'll start to talk about a few other things that you want to consider in your home studio setup.